think we can start reading now, right? By Srila Sachidananda Bhaktivinoda Thakura, the glories of Purusottama. Yes, please. Can start reading now. Can you bring up the page front of? You have the control. As the devotees read, please bring it accordingly. Yes, dear devotees, please. Maybe I'll read the first paragraph. I haven't read this thoroughly, but we'll read it now. Two divisions of Shastra, Smarta and Paramartha. The Vedic Arya Shastras are divided into two sections. Smarta, that's literature based on Smriti, and Paramartha, that is literature based on Shruti. Shruti are Vedas. Those who are eligible for the Smarta section do not have any natural inclination or taste for the Paramartha Shastras. The thoughts, principles, activities, and life goal of every human is constituted according to his respective ruchi or inclination. Generally, Smartas accept those scriptures which are in accordance with their respective ruchi. Having greater adhikara for Smarta Shastra, they do not demonstrate much regard for Paramarthika Shastra. Providence is the agent behind the creation of these two divisions. Therefore, undoubtedly, the maintainer of the world must have a hidden purpose in having made such an arrangement. I am still looking to see. Generally, the Shruti is Smarta. Smriti, Smarta. Okay. Smriti is Vedas of sound, the four Vedas. Shrutis is that which is remembered. Puranas, they come under Shruti. So that's how the Vedic literature is divided. And both for this Shruti, I mean, the Vedas, the mantras that is given there, for the Shruti and the Smriti, they have their own kind of audience. Who is attracted to what depends upon what is their inclination or ruchi. And that's why there is a reason why the providence of the Lord has both of these things in place. Not everybody thinks the same. Not everybody's ruchi is pure devotion. So that's why different literatures are present. Okay. Is it okay if I just go ahead and read and explain like that, dear devotees?
Yes, Mataji, please.
I'm thinking because I can try. Yeah, we'll go ahead. We'll go ahead like that, because when you read, this is more of a theory one, not just the story. So for better understanding, I will go ahead and read. So those are the two kinds of literatures, Smriti and Shruti. As far as I understand, the purpose is that the jivas sequentially make progress in their level of consciousness by remaining steadfast in their respective adhikara. The jivas, whatever their inclination is, even if it is in ignorance, passion, or goodness, based on whatever proportion of modes they have in, they're kind of stuck to that modes, to that particular mode, and go along with that. For somebody who is in the deep mode of ignorance, they're not so much attracted to the devotion. So they will get attracted to those literatures that have a little more tinge of ignorance in that, which can accommodate activities for those people who are in ignorance, like tamasic literature, like that. By deviating from one's adhikara, one falls down. According to one's activities, a person attains two types of adhikara: karma adhikara, bhakti adhikara. Okay. As long as one maintains his karma adhikara, he derives benefit from the path shown by Smarta section. When he enters bhakti adhikara by transgressing the karmadikara, then he develops a natural ruchi for the paramarthika or transcendental path. Therefore, Providence has made these two divisions of Shastra, Smarta and Paramartha. Okay, now Srila Bhaktivinoda has set the scene. There are two different kinds of literatures, that is Smarta and Paramartha. It's because some are naturally prone, inclined to do the activity and get the result. Do the activity, get the result. That's all. They don't have so much of inclination of, okay, acknowledge the higher authority, be subordinate, and get the result. They don't have that inclination yet. So for those who are in the mentality of, you do it, you get it, they are karmakandis, smarta brahmanas. And for those who has some evolved consciousness as to accommodate higher authority and be subordinate to that authority, then they will have bhakti adhikara. This is broad category that Srila Bhaktivinoda is saying. And as we have discussed in the past, this kind of mentality can exist even within us, even within the devotees too. Is mine karmakandic thinking or bhakti thinking? Yeah? So those are the two types of scriptures for the two kinds of mentalities of the people. The rules and regulations of Smarta Shastra are committed to karma that we have discussed already. The Smarta Shastra has made various types of rules and regulations in order to help one attain nishta, steadfastness in karmadikara. In many instances, it even demonstrates indifference towards Paramartha Shastra to make people attain specific nishta in such rules and regulations. It means, see, when somebody has do it and get it mentality, they are not inclined to accommodate anything more in the picture. So they don't want to bring any other higher authority in the picture. For them, doing is the ultimate to get something. So that's why the Smarta Brahmanas or Karmakandis, they do not have much respect for devotion or value devotion much, because they do not want to accommodate a concept of higher authority. They do not want to be subordinate. In reality, although Shastra is one, it manifests in two ways for the people. If the jiva gives up adhikara nishta, he can never attain auspiciousness. For this reason, the Shastras have been divided into two, Smarta and Parama. Can we go to next page, please? I will pause when it comes to a natural pause. Then if you have questions, then we can discuss at that time. Okay, so any questions so far? Now I think, so far, Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakura has described about two adhikaras. One is karma adhikara, second one is bhakti adhikara. Karma adhikara thinking is, I do it, I get it. No place for higher authority or subordinates. Bhakti adhikara is, they acknowledge the higher authority and there is subordination. So according to their natural propensity, they choose the literature. That's the summary of whatever we have read so far.
Mataji, can you repeat what exactly in this particular paragraph about the nishta they are talking?
Right. The word nishta is not something Bhakti Prabhu. That's a natural. It's a general usage there.
Okay.
Yeah. What Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur is saying is, for them to get solidified in the karma kanda, they value more the processes and regulations than the bhakti. That's what it means. Yeah. We are so much used to hearing nishta in the bhakti context, so we tend to think like that. That was a general meaning there. Okay.
Thank you, Mataji.
Yeah, thank you. So that's about the general thinking and the inclination to two different kinds of literature. And now, Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakura, I think he is explaining about the Purusottama Masa. Shall we go on now? to the next one.
Okay. Yes, Mataji.
Yeah. So by dividing the whole year in 12 parts, the Smarta Shastras have ascertained the auspicious or religious activities for these 12 months. Again, please see, dear devotees, it's the same 12 months for all human beings. But how are certain people looking at the time factor, looking at the karma, looking at the providence? That is what Bhaktivinoda Thakura is explaining here. These 12 months, according to Smarta Brahmanas, they have attributed auspiciousness for each 1 month. For every month, they say, okay, in this month, this is good for this, this is good for this. If you do this, you will get this benefit. This month is good for this. If you do this activity, then you get this benefit. So that sort of categorization is given by Smarta Brahmanas based on the material benefit one would get in that particular month. All the karma, religious activities which are part of Varnashma system, when allotted to the 12 months, leave the extra month, Adhika Masa, devoid of any such activity. There's no religious performance in Adhika Masa. In order to keep lunar months and solar months in tally, 1 month has to be excluded every 32 months. The same of that month is Adhika Masa. Smartas have discarded this extra month, considering it abominable. They gave it names such as Malamasa, Choramasa, and so on. So this is from the perspective of Smarta Brahmanas. So now Bhaktivinoda Thakura is giving us information about what this Adhika Masa is and what do people think about it. So this Adhika Masa, as we have already heard, we posted that recording of His Grace Amarendra Prabhu, right? He has explained there how after every 2 years, 8 months like that, there will be a shortage of 1 month to compensate lunar calendar to the solar calendar. Okay. In that way, that compensated 1 month is coming into the picture. This is the fact. So this very fact, what Smarta Brahmanas are thinking, they have already given one auspicious thing for each month. So 12 months are for 12 auspicious things. So there is no auspiciousness given to this extra time that is added every 2 years, 2 years, 8 months, once in 3 years. So because all their perspective is how to get material benefit out of the activities that we do in this particular month. Based on that mentality, they are valuing all the months because they get some material benefit out of that. But this extra month that is added, they are not valuing it because these are certain these are specific timings where an activity can be done and more of auspiciousness, material auspiciousness. Material benefit can be obtained in certain thidis. So that's why thidi is given a lot of importance in Smartas to obtain material benefit. The chance of obtaining a material benefit is high in that specific moment. Those are thidis. So those thidis are not present in this extra month, adjusted month. So that's why Smarta Brahmanas, they don't see any use in that 1 month because there are no thidis. There are no specific moments or time frames where one can obtain material benefit. And when there is no material benefit, they have no use of the time. If there is no material benefit, they think it's impure. If there is material benefit, they think it is pure. That's why this extra month, because it does not have any thidis and no ceremonies, anything materially related ceremonies, for the house, for the marriage, all this materially related things. So for those ceremonies, there are no thidis in that month. So that's why they think it is of no use. Impure month, Mala Masa, because there is no material auspiciousness in there. That is the thinking of Smarta Brahmanas. That's why they think it is impure month. Because all that matters to them is what can I gain materially from this month. Since this Mala Masa, since this Adhika Masa does not have any tidis, for them it is impure month. Coming to the next one. What is the understanding for the according to the Paramartha Shastra? So the same fact that 1 month is the compensated one for the lunar year to compensate solar calendar, that Adhika Masa is viewed differently by these people who has this natural inclination of being subordinate to the higher authority. They are Vaishnavas, Haribhaktas. They are inclined to the Paramartha Shastra. So what is their perspective of this Adhika Masa? On the other hand, the most worshipful Paramartha Shastra acclaims Adhika Masa as the most outstanding month for transcendental activities. So for the Smarta Brahmanas, no activities, no material activities. For the devotees, all transcendental activities in this month. Since life in this world is temporary, it's not proper to spend any part of one's life meaninglessly. It is imperative for the jiva to remain continuously engaged in Haribhajana at every moment. That's Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakura. It is imperative for the jiva to remain continuously engaged in Haribhajana at every moment. Thus, the Adhika Masa, which comes every 3rd year, may also become useful for Haribhajan. This is indeed the deep meaning of Paramartha Shastras. Even though karmis perceive this month to be devoid of all auspicious activities for the deliverance of all the jivas, Paramartha Shastra, on the other hand, has ascertained that period as the most conducive for Haribhajan. Paramartha Shastras say, Hey Jiva, during this Adhika Masa, why should you remain lazy in Haribhajan? Srimad Golokanatha himself has ascertained that this month is the best of all. It is superior even to the greatly pious months of Kartika, Magha, and Vaishakha. In this month, you should perform Archana of Sri Sri Radha Krishna with special rules or modes for bhajan. You will thereby attain all types of perfection. That's what the Paramartha Shastra is saying. Next one, please. Okay, so those are the 2 different perspectives about Adhika Masa. The Smarta perspective, where they say it is Mala Masa, no use at all. The other one is Paramartha perspective, where they say this is the most auspicious one, Adhika Masa. Okay. And how did this Adhika Masa receive the name Purusottama? I think this somebody can read, please. This is more like a story.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Yeah, please.
The glories of Adhika Masa are mentioned in the 31st chapter of the Naradiya Purana. Adhika Masa considered the sovereignty of the 12 months and saw that he was being slighted. He went to Vaikuntha and related his dilemma to Sri Narayana. Out of compassion, Vaikuntapati took Adhika Masa with him and appeared before Sri Krishna in Goloka. After hearing about the distress of Malamas, the impure month, Sri Krishna's heart melted and he spoke thus. Aham yetir yata loke paratiti Purusottama.
We can go to English.
Okay. Hey, Ramapati, just as I am celebrated in this world by the name Purusottama, similarly this Adhikamasa too will be renowned in the world by the name Purushottama. Now I offer all my qualities to this month, becoming like me. From today onwards, this Adhikamasa is the monarch of all other months and is the most worshipable and most adored in the world. All other months are Sakama, that is, they will grant holy desires. This month, however, is Nishkama. Those who worship this month either without any desires, Akama, or with all types of desires will have all their karmas burned.
Beautiful. And these are the words spoken by Lord Krishna when Lord Narayana brought this personification of Adhikamasa with him to Goloka. Yes, please continue.
Then they will achieve me. By bhaktas sometimes commit offenses, but in this Purushottama month, they will be protected from committing any offense. In this Adhikamas, those greatly foolish persons who neglect to perform auspicious activities such as japa, giving in charity, visiting and bathing at the holy places, and who are envious of Vijas, Brahmanas, are deemed weak, unfortunate, and living at the cost of others. Thus, they will not attain a sense of happiness even in their dreams. Conversely, those who are filled with bhakti will take advantage of this Purushottam month to perform archana to me. After enjoying worldly happiness such as wealth, sons, and so on, they will eventually attain residence in Goloka.
Thank you. And in the beginning, if we noted those words, Lord Krishna is saying, I am expanding myself. I am giving all my attributes to this time, this Adhikamasa. So that's why when the Lord himself is coming in this form of time, that's why Purushottamasa is even more potent, 1,000 times more potent than Kartik Masa. What to say about the other Masas? And somebody else, please continue.
Hare Krishna.
Hare.
Prabhu, should I read the glories of?
Yes, please.
The
Yeah.
other. Okay.
Yes, Mataji.
The glories of Purushottam month in the context of Draupadi's history. Many episodes from the Puranas are narrated in the context of the glories of Purushottam month. One such example is Draupadi. In her previous life, she was the daughter of Medha Rishi. Even after hearing of the glories of Purushottam month from Durvasa Rishi, she neglected to observe that month. As a result, she attained many sufferings in that life and became the wife of 5 husbands in her birth as Draupadi. During their exile, the Pandavas followed Sri Krishna's instructions to observe Purushottam Mas Vrata and thus crossed over all their sufferings, as it is said. Hey Muni, during the period of their exile, the Pandavas traveled throughout all the holy places, and by the mercy of Sri Krishna, they observed Sri Purushottama Vrata with all rules and regulations. As a result of this, they completed their 14 years of exile without any obstacles and at the end attained an unparalleled kingdom.
Thank you, Mataji. And somebody else can read the next
one. Hare Krishna Mataji. The account of King Dharadanva as spoken by Valmiki regarding Purushottama Vrata. Purushottama Mas is glorified in the account of King Dharadanva's previous birth at Badrikashramam. Narada heard the procedure of the Vrata from Narayana Rishi, which Valmiki Muni then related to King Dharadanva in answer to the king's question, just as the rules of Ahanika Gayatri mantras for Brahmanas are ascertained in Dharma Shastras. Similarly, the obligatory activities for one observing Purushottama Vrata are also delineated beginning from the Brahma Muhurta hour.
We'll pause there, Mataji. Thank you.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Hare Krishna. The rules for bathing in the month of Sri Purushottama. And okay, can we go to the next page, please? After that, in one sheet, okay, the exclusive, okay. Mhm. And can you again, yeah, please proceed down. We want to see how much is there. Observance, and that's it. That's it. Okay.
Yes, that's it, Mataji. Yeah.
Okay. I think, yeah. Let's go. Yeah. Yeah, the rest of it we will do tomorrow.
Okay.
That way, yeah. And now let's just consolidate what we have heard from Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakura. So two kinds of shastras are there. One is smarta, smriti, and the other one is shruti. So smarta brahmanas and the paramartha. And based on the inclination of thinking by the jivas, they either choose that kind of thinking, smarta thinking. You do it, you get it. There is no subordinance to the higher authority. For them, those are smarta. And subordinates to the higher authority, those are Vaishnavas. And through different perspectives of the same Adhika Masa, that extra month that is made to compensate lunar year to the solar year. There are two different perspectives. We came to know the Smarta perspective. For them, Adhika Masa is good for nothing because there are no Tidis, so nothing materially auspicious can happen in that month. So for them, it's an impure month. But for the Vaishnavas, Paramarthas, for them, we have heard the story where Adhika Masa goes to Lord Narayana, and Lord Narayana takes Adhika Masa to Goloka, and Lord Krishna says, okay, in this Masa, I will come in and all my qualities will reside in this month. In this Masa, so this Purushottama Masa, this Masa will be called as Purushottama, since Lord Krishna is Purushottama. This Purushottama Masa will be more potent. So that's why it's 1,000 times more potent than Kartik Masa. And in that way, anything that is done, transcendentally done here, any activities that are transcendental, which are performed in this month, yield multifold benefit. Also, it is encouraged, Shastra is encouraging to take up some kind of vrata in Purushottama Masa. And by giving a little fear aspect, so one can take up the advantage of Purushottama Masa. Then the story of Draupadi is also narrated there, how she neglected to observe, and that's how she was put in difficulties. But later on, she observed that along with the Pandavas, and so they sailed through the Vanavasa time without difficulties. So this kind of tone, when the scriptures say, if you don't do this, then you will have this problem. If you do this, then the problem goes away. So that is for those people who have that inclination of doing things where fear is an incentive for them. For them, the Falashruti is like that. For those who are more Paramarthikas, where fear is not so much of an incentive, but a spiritual connection is an incentive. For them, the Falashruti is you get the best out of it, multifold, when you do anything spiritual. So that is what we have heard so far. And next time when we come back, we will hear the rest. Anything from you, dear devotees, before we